Oh, I just want to make sure that it's just clamped on the edge of the countertop, which might be okay, actually. And the fact that this is going to be directly in front of my face, so this is probably not going to work this close. Okay, I think I'm good. I think that's just as good as it's going to get for me right this moment.
We're living. That works.
I feel it.
As the great Outcast would say, it ain't no thing but a chicken wing.
For real, I'm just happy to be here, chilling with you guys, keeping my mind a little bit off of everything else.
Well, shit. Let's not get into that and get into a podcast. You boys ready?
Yeah, dude, I'm ready.
Do it.
All right, we're kicking off a Shedtime Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. In 3, 2, 1, let's hit it.
Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to Shedtime. What is Shedtime, you ask? Well, it's code for the consumption of cannabis, but it's much more than that. Shedtime's a state of mind. It's art, it's music, it's cryptocurrency, technology, it's food, it's vaping. It can be whatever you want it to be, as long as you're not letting the bastards get you down, not being a dick, and making it fun. When you're in the shed, it's whatever your mind allows you to create. So now let's get to the Shedtime Podcast.
Oh yeah, bringing it back in focus. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Shedtime Podcast. And I think it's crazy to recognize that this episode, as we record it, is episode 51 of season 4. Season 4 is almost done with, boys.
Crazy, dude.
Next episode we record, that is the last one of season 4. 4 years will be in the books. We are going to end this season with episode 200, if my math serves me correctly. So that's pretty goddamn cool. So hell yeah, we're getting old, guys. This show's been around for 4 years already.
That's a trip,
that blows my mind. Honestly, that legit blows my mind. Like, I think about when it started and like how different every episode would be than it is now. Not just from like who was on it, but like even like how we rolled. You know, we'd always do like a buffet and everything, and like now we just kind of chill. We're just like, if it comes up, it comes up, and I feel like we really have found our groove.
Yeah,
like I genuinely feel that.
I was just kind of like tripped out, like as I was doing some of the work I do every Sunday morning when I'm putting things together for the podcast, making posts on the Patreon, all that sort of stuff. And like when I realized like all these numbers, I was like, this is insane. Let me hit the stats real quick, because some of these numbers just blew me away for like our lifetime numbers already. So for example, let's see, where is it? We've got 11.8 thousand total downloads across all platforms in nearly 4 years.
How many? 11?
11.8 thousand, nearly 12,000.
I mean, I think that some people might be like, really? That's it? But like, I still feel like pretty proud of that. I mean, we're trying to do something that's like, we were kind of doing it before it was oversaturated, to be fair to ourselves. Like, I'm not saying we were super early, but we were pretty early. We've grinded. We've spent a lot of Sundays doing this. We've had a lot of fantastic conversations doing this as well. So I'm proud of that.
Yeah, man.
I mean, could it be more? Sure, but that's impressive nonetheless.
I ain't mad at it one bit. And I also find it really cool to see that over the lifetime of our existence on Spotify, there's been 6,266 streams of our show. So that's just one of those platforms.
Oh, but that counts in the 11,000.
Yeah, that counts into the 11,000, but 6,266 total streams on that show, or on that platform alone.
Spotify, shout out to Spotify. Dude, I think that like some people hate it, but I love it.
Dude. You know what I mean?
No, it's
like, some people don't even make
impressive
it that
a little bit.
And here's the thing too. It's like we've come from a very, very small niche community when we started out with not like a super, super crazy following. We just had like a really tight, small following coming from the green room. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I'm sure there's, we've been able to catch the ears, I guess you could say, of more people with this podcast because it's not, so much vape centric as, the green room is. So just like, that's pretty impressive, dude. I think that's pretty solid.
I can say that's 100% true. We have 101 people. There's 101 listeners following us on Spotify alone. And once again, like I know for some
triple digits. That's
yeah,
pretty dope.
For some, obviously those aren't Joe Rogan numbers. We get that. We get that. You know what I mean?
We weren't famous like Joe Rogan when he
Right.
started his podcast.
We-
so either to be fair to us.
Yeah, we don't have 20 years of entertainment business life under our belts before starting a podcast.
And a lot of money to do it as well.
Yeah. And a lot of connections to other people with more money too.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, like that's only one platform. That's just one platform. It's 101 people who follow the show. So that's huge, man. We really appreciate all of you out there listening to us. It does mean a whole lot to us. I'll tell you, like we started doing this as just a fun way to share with that niche community that we had built around the green room and give those guys this other side of us that we necessarily couldn't share on such a restricted platform as YouTube can sometimes be. But even now, like putting the show, we run the video of the podcasts 1 month behind on YouTube. So if you go to Shedtime Studios on YouTube, those episodes are always a month behind real time. Just because I want the patrons to always have the earliest access to that video. They have the episode Sunday morning, Sunday afternoonish, depending on how late I wake up, before the episodes go live Monday. So they're watching those videos on Patreon before anyone can even listen to this on any of those other podcast platforms. So I've always wanted to give that as a major benefit of being a supporter of us on Patreon. But even that has grown to the point that we're seeing new followers and new listeners thanks to that. And I want to thank everybody who's checking us out through that method as well, because we really do appreciate you guys checking us out and sticking along for the ride, seeing what other shenanigans we three get into day after day, week after week, year after year. Because Lord knows we get into some dumb shit.
This is true.
We okay, like this is the thing, right? Like I know that we've said this numerous times, but we do get into dumb shit. We also get into fucking heavy shit. We also just have a fucking lot of fun. You know what I mean? And I think that, like
100%.
that's part of maybe that's part of the reason how come we have almost 12,000 downloads. You know, that we cover a lot of different things. So maybe somebody might just be like, yo, I understand. Like you don't smoke weed. And somebody would be like, that's fine. You need to listen to this episode because I think you could get out of something in this episode. And I think that, the fact that we do have 100 people that subscribe to us, right? Like because of that, like that's a lot of people that could spread the word. And they might be like, yo, I know that you want to get into fitness. So they want to just like tap in and listen to a Blake episode. Maybe somebody that's like interested in, religions. Like they could listen into an episode when we had, I wish I could remember his name right now, but
You're talking about Jaya when we were talking about
Jaya.
The Hindu rap, basically.
Well, no, but what was no, he was specifically
he's a Hare Krishna.
Yes, there we are.
He's a Hare Krishna. So his music is very Krishna consciousness.
Somebody that would find that interesting might listen to that episode, right? And I think that like that's kind of that's like another reason why I'm proud of like what we do, because we really do have people all sorts that are on here. You know, some people are just professionals in a field that we don't really know anything about. Sometimes it's stuff that we are interested in and we do know something about. So I really do hope that people like it. And another thing too, I guess, I don't know how often we say this, but I think that like we are open to some level of suggestion. Like if you guys have something that you think is really cool, and you wouldn't mind if we talked about it on an episode, like just hit us up, throw like us an email, check that out, and just say, hey, like I don't know if you guys have ever heard about this, and if we like it and we read into it, like I'm sure we could have an episode about that. So it's not
Dude,
like we're closed
yeah.
off to like everything is just from our own brains only. Like we're open to
secret time.
the collaboration. You know what I'm saying?
The Burly Farmer episode, when we were talking about growing your own food with the Burly Farmer, that's exactly how that episode happened. He reached out to me and was like, hey, you know, not trying to, you know, invite myself on the show here, but this is something I do. I wasn't sure if maybe you were interested and wanted to hear more about it. And I was like, I think you just invited yourself on the show.
Well, okay. So just on that note, now that him and I are both in the same province, I'm going to meet up with him, I think. And I'm definitely going to go get some vegetables from him this summer. Because your boy is going to be doing some canning. Like I've come to that conclusion. Canning is going to happen. I want to make my own tomato sauce. I want to can my own asparagus. Maybe like get some fresh sweet corn, can it. Which by the way, just to let you guys know, I didn't know this, but when people say canning, it's ultimately like you're using mason jars.
Yeah,
like I had no idea.
I think we went through this one day in Discord, dude, and I was dying when Chris told me that. He's like, "Yeah, dude, I just found out that canning and jarring are the same thing."
Dude, I had no idea.
No, it just depends on what apparatus you're putting whatever you are canning or jarring in.
I guess if I ultimately had cans, if I had a canner, like something that could can, then I could do that. But you could use.
But at the end of the day,
I'm gonna make chili and fucking salsa, bro. I'm gonna do so much. Like I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to it.
Like
so I might have to go hit up a boy. You know what I mean? What was his name? And I'm sad that I can't remember.
Oh God, we're on the spot.
Farmer. Either way, I'll hit up our boy, the Burly Farmer, okay? Because he was in Charlottetown and I'm only about 20 minutes away. So I'll be getting some fresh vegetables and I'll just roll up. I won't even tell him I'm coming. I'll just be like, what's good, dude? Yeah.
That's a really cool thing.
See if he recognizes me. I probably aged like 10 years since I saw him. So he was an early guest.
He's running a great thing though, because he's teaching people how to grow their own food and helping them to set up sustainability on their own pieces of property, no matter how big or how small. And
it's definitely a huge educational part for sure.
And that's the cool thing, right? Like my buddy Dickie, who is my landlord, when he moved down to Florida, that was a big part of what he wanted to do when he got there. Was, you know, he wanted to set up those little like vertical hydroponic systems and things like that in his backyard, so that way he'd be able to grow some fruits and some vegetables on his own, lower his cost of living, and increase the freshness and reliability and sustainability of these vegetables and fruits that he was consuming. And that's the beautiful thing, is that, like, I don't care what you say, when it tastes better when you put the work in. I mean,
I think that, like, well, this is my thought, right? Like, I am a person, like, I know that Sean and I are much closer than James on this when it comes to creating in the kitchen, right? I know that James has the ability to be creative, but I don't think that James ever has that drive that Sean and I have to, like, be really out there and kind of try some really out there things, right?
You got that right, bud.
Yeah. Which there's no shame in that. You know what I mean? I think that, like, I just enjoy it. And I understand that not everybody enjoys that. So, but I am really looking forward to it, Sean. Like, I really cannot wait to, like, dude, I've never made my own tomato sauce in my life. My mother never made it in my life. Like nobody in my family has made it. Like I never would go to my grandma's and have like all that. Like, dude, I grew up like very, I don't know, for lack of a better term, like I just grew up super wasp. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's just like the way that it was for me. So like I would be never eating. Like, dude, I don't think that I ate like a pasta dish until I was probably 13 or 14. And I went to my friend Giulio Iacobelli's house. Like that was the first time that I ever had like fresh homemade sauce with like fresh homemade pasta and had like olive oil and bread and shit. Like really got that experience. And I was like, bruh, like, how are you so skinny? Like that's actually what I remember saying. Cause like his dad was one of the best cooks I've ever experienced. And that's what honestly, like, I really feel like that was like the first time I ever had pasta. Because like I said, I just grew up in a house where it was like casseroles. Like my idea of pasta would be macaroni and cheese. Like that would be what I would have. Like we never had spaghetti and meatballs at my house growing up, or like penne or nothing. Like it just wasn't there. So I'm really looking forward to it. I'm super excited. So I'm glad that you brought him up because I was actually thinking about him like a few weeks ago, thinking like, man, I should fucking hit him up, bro. Even if it's just to go grab a fucking beer and just chat. I don't know anyone here other than my sister and my brother-in-law. So it wouldn't be a bad call.
Friends of the podcast are everywhere. And if you are near, you guys should always take advantage.
Yeah, if anybody lives in the Maritimes, hit me up. Like I'd be down for like a day trip. Maybe not in the winter time, but like come spring, I might be down for a day trip if people want to meet up in Halifax.
Dude.
Moncton, I'm down. I mean, it might be a shot in the dark because like I feel like I know most of the people that do listen, but if anybody does, just let me know. You can hit me up.
I'll tell you what,
Shedtime Podcast. What is it? What is our actual official
The Green
email?
Room .shedtime. The Green Room .shedtime@gmail.com.
There you go. Hit up that, and I'll definitely get the message, and we can hook it up. But
you can also hit us up at the Shedtime Podcast Instagram. Anybody you want to reach, we can make sure that message is received. 100%.
I just stubbed my toe so bad right now, boys.
Oh God, I see his face.
I
would say I'm not laughing at your pain, but I'm laughing at your pain because we've all been.
Okay, so just like this is like very much just out of nowhere, but this is because James hurt himself. So I am curious right now. I don't know, Sean, like where you were planning to go, but I'm going to take us on a slight detour for a moment. So James just had like a little problem where he stubbed his foot real good. Can you guys tell me like one funny story about you hurting yourself?
Oh, dude, which one do you want, bro?
No, just one. Do you think of it, whatever it happens to be? Like you can be the most like ridiculous one. It could be one that you got hurt real bad, but it's funny. Like whatever it happens to be. Like I'm down for whatever.
Oh, good one for a second. Well, dude.
All right. I mean, we've told the Christ Air story on this podcast before, where I got drunk, got my pants stuck jumping off of the swings and fucking landed and nearly knocked one out of me. So like we've already told that one, but I've never told the story of how I got this gnarly scar across this thumb because I almost chopped the tip of my thumb off.
Damn. All right, I'm ready.
So
I'm ready for this. Let's hear it.
If you guys look here, those watching at home, you can see how a condenser mic like mine is attached to a boom arm, right? There's some sort of mic stand apparatus that has to be attached to it. And this one has a nice little spring cage, and it's a really great kind of concept. Well, there's another type that you can get that's a little more rigid. It's just like a plastic cup. They don't always fit every microphone correctly. The one I owned did not fit this microphone correctly. So I got the smart idea that if I cut a notch into the plastic, it's going to be very similar to those like,
oh boy,
those rings when you're a kid, the plastic rings that like, they just flex a little bit and they fit a different size finger. So I am sitting there using a utility knife, not a saw, a utility knife
Nice.
from, just the kitchen counter block to carve this notch in, and I slipped and went completely off and went right into my thumb. I went so deep. I went about halfway into that thumb. I immediately knew I fucked up. You know those kind of situations where you get hurt and you're like all of a sudden like you get queasy.
Been there.
You know you're in trouble.
Yep.
That was this. And like the first instinct was I don't have a tourniquet. So I grabbed my hand as tight as I humanly could, ripped a paper towel, I wrapped it and did it again, and then ran my ass to my bathroom to find a Band-Aid and wrap some bandages around it as fast as possible. It took days to stop bleeding, and even to this day now, completely healed. I have moments where this wound in my thumb still hurts. I'll get like phantom pains years later in it. I probably should have gone to the hospital and got stitches, but fuck that. I ain't paying that bill.
That's more brutal than funny, but nice.
It is a little bit more brutal than funny, but like we are laughing about it right now.
No, I'm just saying.
So once again, I'm reminded that I'm not right in my head because I describe it as a funny story.
Yeah. Oh, here's a good one. This one's kind of brutal and funny at the same time. Because it not only does it involve me getting hurt, but there's also a funny story after the fact. So growing up as a kid, as you guys know, me and my buddies, we would go out in the desert and mess around on dirt bikes and ATVs and those sorts of things. And we had this little spot in the desert that we called the Jumps. That's what it was called, this spot. And we used to go there, whenever, on our bikes, whenever, we could take the dirt bikes out or the quads or whatever. And we'd go like, hey, let's go to the Jumps. You know what I mean? And there's this nice tabletop like that we'd hit all the time, like on our fucking bikes or whatever. And we can never quite clear it on our bikes. But we're like, oh, dude, we got the quads. Let's fucking try to take these things and fucking clear this jump, right? So we're all doing it. Everybody's hitting it all nice and everything, no problem. And then my buddy gets the bright idea. He's like, oh, I want to start doing some tricks. So he goes and tries to do a nothing. That's where you like let go of everything and you just fucking cross it up, legs out, arms out, and then you fucking grab it right before you fucking land. Well, he tried to do that and his foot got sucked underneath the tire and he got fucked up. So we all had to fucking load him on the back of the quad, rush him back to the house. His mom, my mom went off to take him to the fucking hospital or whatever. So we're like, fuck it. He's good. Let's go back out there. We'll all go ride. So I get my happy ass on the quad and I go and do pretty much the same exact thing. I wasn't trying to do nothing. It just happened. And then my foot on the other side got sucked up underneath the other tire. So then I had to go to the fucking doctor, right? Luckily, I didn't break anything. I just ended up scraping my all the fucking skin off the top of my foot, like super crazy road rash, and like had like a little bit of a sprained ankle. Buddy, on the other hand, he I think ended up breaking his ankle and something happened to his knee or some shit. So like the next weekend, we ended up going on a camping trip to the Sierra Nevada mountains. And both me and this guy are on crutches, camping in the mountains, trying to go creek fishing. His left leg's fucked up. My right foot's fucked up. And they called us Dumb and Dumber the whole weekend.
Which was maybe a little bit deserved, you know what I mean? And it was probably
sure, because not even 10 minutes
after
after they left to take him, I went and got fucking hurt doing the same fucking jump.
The hospital is probably like, so when's the next guy coming?
Yeah,
like
right.
These things happen in threes. Like where are they?
It's ridiculous, dude.
Man.
So that's
No,
fun.
okay. All right. So I I might have told you guys this. I don't know if I ever talked about it on the podcast. But I mean, I could be wrong. And maybe I did.
Let's be honest, Chris. We smoke weed on this podcast, so we've probably talked
Yeah.
about a lot of the same shit here.
Yeah, but you see, like, because I just smoke weed and hang out with you guys in Discord, I can't remember what. You know what I mean? The tiles look the same.
Let her fly,
Like,
dude.
yeah. So I'm like both you guys. Like I probably could tell 100 different stories of just me like hurting myself, and it's funny. So I was like trying to decide which one, as you guys were speaking, right? And I'm like, okay, which one could I tell? Which one would be the best? I'm pretty sure that I'm not going to tell the best one because I don't know what it would be, and I need more time. And I literally just thought of this as like Sean was talking. So I am going to tell a story. I was probably like, I'm going to say like 19, 20. It was like when I was early bar days. And when I say that, I mean like early as in when I started to go to the bars with friends. And I used to go to a lot of punk shows, which I've said numerous times. And so I remember it was, I was like 19, 20, and like me and a bunch of friends, like we just like grabbed 40s. So we would basically, we would walk and we'd meet at this beer store. There was probably about 10 minutes from like my friend's house. So we would all like basically drive our cars, park at our buddy's house, and then we would walk and we would get on the bus that would take us downtown. So we would grab like a couple 40s, your backpack. Some of my friends would have skateboards, whatever. And we would just go downtown to the show. And so that day, I think that like either I was just feeling the vibes like heavy, and I got 3 40s, and normally I would drink 1, sometimes 2. But I think it was, like a Friday night, and I was fucking pumped because it was like a really good band that I was going to see that I'd never seen before. And, like when you're just like riding that high, like when it's like anything you're super looking forward to, like it's like you could take a fucking bullet and you're going, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like that's the way it was for me. And I think that like the way that it worked was you get on the bus for about 20 minutes and then you get on the subway. So more often than not, you'd want to at least have a 40 finished by the time you get onto the subway, because then you could sneak a quick butt because at the bus station, you would basically get off at this like elevated, I guess, area, and you'd walk down open stairs, downstairs, and then you'd go into the subway. And so you'd just like crush a dart real quick. But that day, for some reason, I was just rolling. I drank 2 40s in that 20-minute drive. So then once you get on to the subway, it's about a 20-minute subway ride. So like ultimately, like it would take me about an hour to get downtown from my house. It would be 2 buses and then the subway. And so I was like pretty drunk. So we're on the subway and we get off, and we would always get off at this one spot because there was multiple transfers on the TTC. For anybody that knows what I'm talking about, you could either get off at Bloor Young or you could get off at Spadina. And one of them has a moving sidewalk, like an airport. And the moving sidewalk is really fucking long. It's probably like, I don't know, man, maybe I'm overestimating, but I feel like it's like a quarter of a mile long. Like it's fucking long. And so I was drunk as fuck. Like I drank 3 40s in about 40 minutes. And I probably had woke up that day at like 4:30 a.m. to go to work because I always had jobs that I would get up really early for. And we were like, we actually smoked a joint on the subway, which I don't recommend. It was just foolish things. But when you're like pretty much hammered, you do whatever. So we're on this moving sidewalk. And when I was a kid, I used to always like pretend that I could run super fast. So I would run on it, and I would basically be able to run like an average human being because I was never fast. But I would run as fast. So I would race my friends while I was on the moving sidewalk, and they would be just running on the regular pathway. So one of my friends, who was like fairly quick, but he wasn't like the fastest person alive or anything. I was like, yo, like we're racing. That's it. Like I'm taking you out. And he's like, yeah, okay, sure. Let's go. So we ultimately were running. And I had to make like a last minute maneuver because somebody was standing like on the moving sidewalk. right near the end. And I kept on like looking like at my buddy because like he was really close. And I was like managing to like pace him basically while I had the elevated speed of the sidewalk. And so I was looking at my buddy and I wasn't looking ahead. And like last second I looked ahead and there was this lady there with like a pull bag. And so I made like a slight movement to the left and then it ended. So I kind of had lost my balance ever so slightly from like trying to go around this woman to then my next step being off of it. And I ended up like doing the splits and smashing my face on the ground. And I had a lip that it looked like I just had got fucking like plastic surgery or whatever. And so like the whole night, my lip was like this. And I was just like blood everywhere. Like it didn't chip my teeth or anything, but I literally was getting laughed at by about 100 people because everybody was probably already like, look at this like fat drunk idiot running around. You know, maybe they weren't saying fat, but anyways, drunk idiot.
I'm sorry, Chris.
And dude, I ate it so hard.
I'm playing it in my head, dude, and I would be laughing my ass off. It doesn't matter who it was. Because like I could just see the maneuver of like you doing like a quick and then like the step because the thing's moving, the floor you're stepping on's not. So it's just like
no. Dude, I just buckled. I smashed my face. My lip looked like honestly, I looked like a botched like whatever surgery, plastic surgery, babe. And yeah, dude, like it was great. Especially because like I didn't really know what happened later on that night. Like people kept on being like, "Yo, Snyder, are you okay, bro?"
For sure.
And I was just like, "Okay, like what the fuck?" And then I'd be like probably jamming a cigarette and like not even understanding that my mouth is all fucked up, and I'm just like, "All right, you know what I mean?"
Yeah, because by that point, the third fucking 40's finally caught up. So you're like.
Oh, dude, honestly, like I think that it took me probably 5 minutes to get up off the floor because number one, I started to laugh because all my friends were laughing and I realized that I wasn't dead and that I almost destroyed this lady and I was lying on a fucking subway floor. And like my mouth probably hit the floor because that's why my mouth was fucked up. I didn't hit it on anything else. So it was like the floor. So I think that what ended up happening was like my face hit. And like my mouth, I was like, you know, and like my lip hit my tooth into my tooth or whatever. Mm-hmm. And it was good times, man. I think that there might actually be like an actual photograph because like I am that age that like that was not. I like in 1999 there wasn't people rolling around with like camera phones putting it on Facebook because that was not even around yet. The camera phones maybe, but definitely not Facebook. So. Yeah, that was like probably one of those times. And like, dude, honestly, it probably was fucking hilarious. I kind of wish that I could have seen the footage, but I also want to say that I ended up winning the fucking race. Barely.
Yeah, you won it by a lip.
Photo finish, bro.
Yeah, I won it by a lip. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, man. Good times. So honestly, like I think that so many of us, especially like people that I'm going to say it like this. A lot of people that partied when they were younger, because, you know, not everybody like lived that pure degenerate lifestyle of like literally living for the weekends. But I certainly did. I was definitely the person that was like, okay, well, I made $550 this week. Guess I'm going to go cash my check and have $150 for this Friday night because shit's going to be lit. Let's go.
Dude, I remember those days, bro. Just trying to get through the week to get to the weekend, bro, and just to go fucking party with the boys.
You know, dude. When you talk about like those years of your life though, and like you're doing that type of degenerate shit, one of the things that's honestly blows my mind now as an adult is like I love some good organized crime and true crime kind of documentary and that sort of stuff. I thought you meant
doing it for a second.
Yeah, I was like, wait, what? Sean, this guy's like gonna just like dry snitch on himself.
And
allegedly,
it gets really fucking wild when you start hearing people in your local organized crime scene and their last names are the same as people that you've hung out with in your life. And you start putting,
I could see that.
And you start putting things together, and you're like, "Yo, was little Joey D related to that dude? that would make a lot of sense on why he had the wild streak. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like maybe
It's like
he was like,
you're just grabbing pieces, putting them on the puzzle. and
yeah,
you're
like you start thinking to yourself, you're like,
I think I know what
"Yo,
that picture is.
like, did is he's like a distant cousin? Like that could explain so many things.
Dude,
Holy shit.
let the double bag commence. I got a new toy for my my volcano, Chris.
Oh, dude, I saw that last night. The
The
glass
glass
part,
stem,
man,
bro.
that's super cool. I really hope that Michelle jumps on board. I think that she'd really like that too.
Yeah, dudes. But this bag is just ridiculous.
Yeah, it's definitely
dumb.
very elongated.
Oh hell yeah, double bags of the way though.
Dude, I'm actually looking forward to it. I have like a couple of new cardos that are coming in tomorrow, and like it'll be nice. It's just that convenient factor. Like I have not only got to that point, like I'm still rocking the Dynavap, you know what I'm saying? But like sometimes it's just not that simple, even at home, you know? So I'm looking forward to it. I can't even remember what the strains are. I remember being super excited about it, but like that was a week ago and they're supposed to be here tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to those arriving. So next week I should be able to share about those things, hopefully.
Nothing
Yeah,
like
I
a
kinda
nice
went and-
re-up.
I went and hit some Black Friday sales at the old dispensary. And I lucked out because one of my favorite concentrate brands had a 30% off deal. So I grabbed up a bunch of Bear Lab stuff. I got like 3 or 4 different rosins and a couple of live resin situations. And then Stizzy, of course, all their flour and all their products were 30% off. So I grabbed up a couple eighths. Right now, inside of this volcano, I have some London Perps. And I've got to say, it is tasting quite purpley. And I am enjoying it quite a bit. Last night, I was partaking in some black truffle, though. Dude, that was some good stuff as well.
Black truffle. Hell yeah.
Also got a little bit of some lemon cherry gelato. What else I got in there? A little bit of some Oreos, some Coco Lotto, Sean.
Ooh.
Ever heard of that?
No.
I haven't, but I'm intrigued at the
Yeah.
very least. That sounds
It was
fucking good.
recommended by one of the bud tenders, so I was like, absolutely, let me try it.
Dude, I love like actually when you can build up a rapport with a bud tender and like they're excited when they see you because they have something that they think you'll be excited about.
Yeah.
Like I
Just
actually
like,
miss going to my old dispensary. You know what I mean? Shout out to Healing House. I wish I could remember the dude's name. He was a legend though, bro. He would like literally I'd roll in and be like, yo, he's
yeah,
like, bro. He's like, I know you love GMO. He's like, I need you to try this. He's like, to me, it's just like got that vibe. And I'd try it and I'd go back the next week or 2 weeks later and I'd be like, homie, you are fucking just hitting it out of the park
Yeah.
with every recommendation.
I just went in there,
And
Yeah.
I
like-
love the fact that I come here and you work here.
I was like, what would you recommend for your best indica? And then not even the bud tender that was helping me, like one that was helping somebody else right next to me. She's like, yo, you gotta check out the Cocolato and that black truffle. Trust me. And I was like, and she said,
Yeah. I'll have one of each. Thanks.
Yeah.
See, like that's
rain up.
that's what I
Yeah,
love about
sign me
going back
Yeah.
to my old dispensary I worked at is that like half that crew already knows me because we work together. The other people know the legend of me. So like I walk in and it's like I can't go to that dispensary without cutting at least about 20 minutes of time out to hang out and catch up with everybody. Cause like everybody who's there wants a few minutes of my time when I'm there. And I love that. And it's so cool because like some of these heads, again, we've known each other now for so long. We all, some of us worked together for 2 years straight that like they look at me and they're like, hey, yo, this shit right here, this is that truth. You need to try it. And I'll be like, all right, put me down. And that was it this one? Which one is this one? Yeah, that super boof cherry. that they put me on, that was why I ended up grabbing it, because one of the homies at the dispensary was like, listen, no, you need to try this Super Boof cherry.
Not just because it's called Super Boof.
And like, so good.
I
That
was
was the
about
shit.
to, I don't know if you guys saw that right now, but I was about to fucking rip my microphone.
The bags are working. I'm loving.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that like you need to just keep going. Foot down, baby.
I'm
Keep
loving that
keep
you've
that metal
Bag number
warm.
2. Bag number 2. Well, 4.
4, yeah. You got the double bags going. You got a 14 millimeter adapter so that you can rip your bags out of a bong. Like this
Look at
is
this nice little beaker too, though, dude. It's like perfect size.
it
Perfect
is.
little beaker.
It's like the perfect
I
combo.
could
And,
probably rip a dab out of this if I wanted to, but no, thank you.
yeah, and I think you were saying too that you could even connect the glass whip to that
I
little
could.
down stem piece.
I could.
That's
Whoa, did you see that? Watch this.
you shotgun it.
Release the water. That's hot.
Dude, that's just living right there.
Dude, I gotta say, I'm living the life here, Sean. I can't complain when it comes to my Shedtime accoutrement. I think I've got a little bit of everything that I'll ever need.
I'll say this. I was looking at the rewards program from, my homies at the dispensary. Now, I find it interesting that I helped build this rewards program. So it's very cool to see how they've expanded on what I helped build. They're in trouble because once I earn 15,000 points, your boy can get a volcano.
Do it, bro.
And
Dude, I was gonna.
I'm already over 1,000 right now.
Dude, I wish I was checking deals beforehand so I could have let people know. But for Black Friday, Planet of the Vapes, the place I got my volcano for, had the same sale going on again. So like the original, like non-digital, so dial version was only like 3 something, and then the hybrid was like 575 or something like that.
That's the thing. Like, it's one of those devices. If you have spent enough time that you do enjoy vaping dry herb, it is definitely worth getting into. Like, if you could afford one, if you can get one, it's so worth doing.
For sure. Dude, it's honestly, it's changed my consumption just altogether. Because like, dude, if I wanted to consume some flour, bro, it's just like, why not just fill up a bowl and just go through a couple bags? And believe it or not, man, I've come to find out that sometimes I get higher off of doing a round of bags than I do off a dab. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I'm not hacking quite as hard. Well, that's not true. Sometimes I do. Because, dude, sometimes a bag will hit you, out of left field, especially depending on what you have put in said bag. You know what I mean? Because there's been a couple times where I've put an extra couple sprinkles of some diamond situations on there. And, dude, I did that to myself the other night. And I got a little too high for my liking. It was a little too much. Had my heart racing a little too fast for what I like. So won't be doing that again. Live and learn. You know what I mean? Even as professionals, push our limits a little too far sometimes.
Hey, you don't know until you go. And
well, the thing is I was like, oh, well, I've done, normal bags out of this, no problem. You know what I mean? I didn't think about the double bag situation and how dense of a cloud you get in a double bag. Because that's the one thing is like the second bag in a double bag is probably the thickest bag out of a volcano you've probably ever taken, because dude, you have a whole lot longer for that thing to keep pumping, you know what I mean, instead of sitting in between, you know what I mean. So like it fills up way denser and way fucking, oh dude, it's gnarls Barkley, dude.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
That's my new favorite thing, dude. And this thing is awesome. I love it. I love it. I recommend it to anybody who used to enjoy bong rips and has switched over to vaporization and would like to use their vaporizers with their water pieces. Check this out. I think this place was called, the website was Vape Widgets. Vape Widgets was where I got this from. They have all kinds of other stuff too, dude. They have like bubbler attachments that you like literally just like put on top of the bowl, so it goes through the bubbler to fill the bag, so it's like already cooled into the bag.
Interesting.
You know what I mean? They're pretty cool, dude. It's pretty nice. You want to see? Want to see? Should I show you? Let me show
Yeah,
you.
go ahead. Pull it on up. Pull it on up. Let us see.
Let me see.
I'm
Let me go to my email and I can just pull.
I'm thoroughly like at the stoner in me goes, the only problem with that is getting stoned and falling back and we're just watching it like, wow, man, that's pretty cool. Because I do love watching the smoke go through the percolators in a bong to begin with.
Anyway, here we go. Hey, check these things out, dude.
Oh, that's so
You just like
cool.
pop them right on top, and then they just fill up the bag. This is what I have right here. This is the old guy, little 1999 action. Oh, concentrate discs. All right. They have a universal one from 10 to 14 to 18. You know what I mean? They have one strictly for the whip right here too, Sean. So if you only want to do the whip action. O-rings. Not sure what those were for. What else we got? Oh, that's like for like that's pretty dope. Yeah, all kinds of different adapters and shit, dude. I just thought that was fucking cool. Like these guys are pretty sick.
Yeah, no doubt.
Do they have like a little function video? Oh, they do. Let's watch.
Oh, and
Oh, they must have fucking put it in the freezer.
I'm gonna say it must be glycerin, so you can freeze it.
Oh, it is a glycerin tube.
Yeah, dude.
Ooh.
The freeze coil. Oh, that's a game changer.
Okay. $100 though, Sean.
See, the cool thing is that like I'm looking at that and my brain's going, okay, for people who are intimidated by they want that visible level of extraction, right? But they want that cool vape experience. This is everything.
Be a delicious bag, dude.
Like, that's everything that you could want. Nice, cool vape, and yet you can go with a warm enough temperature to get a very thorough extraction.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
That's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. But yeah, this one's kind of cool too, dude.
It looks like they got all sorts of cool little gadgetry for all sorts of vape stuff, huh?
We got the universal all the way down to a 10. Hook your little whip up to it and then have a day. See, the only thing is I haven't quite figured out about the whip is do I have to use the air or can I just pull straight through? Because when you pump it, dude, it's a little too much, and I can't fucking rip as hard as it's pumping.
Oh, because it's forcing air into your throat.
Yeah. Like, am I able to just like pull through it? Will that work the same?
I'm concerned only because of the heat buildup if you're not pulling on it, right?
Yeah. Well, that's just the same as if you're like leaving your bowl sitting on it in between bags, which I have actually started to take the bag or the bowl off in between.
That way it's not just cooking without you being able to use it. It's wise. You're just destroying terpenes and cannabinoids in that time that you're not actually actively pumping that vapor anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. I dig it.
But I've been looking just for all kinds of quotes. Oh, like I showed you these the other night, I think, Sean. But I got, is that a guy in here? Yeah. Some new dabbing accessories the other night as well. Let me see here. Where's my, just gotta wipe this down real quick. It was sitting in my jar.
Yeah, you were showing me earlier this week actually that you got some
new dab accoutrement as far as what goes inside of the old or the blender, I guess is what this is called. Excuse the dirty banger, it needs to get cleaned. But there's that guy, and I got a new top cap, dude, where this thing actually spins like a spinning top. It's pretty sick. Let me hold it like this so you can see all of its glory.
Oh yeah.
Sits very nicely on top of that blender. Now it's got like a little wizard's cap. And I got some dope pillars, bro. These guys. They just drop down inside there, put the cap on there, and then they do the spin job very nicely, bro. And I've been really enjoying the way that they hit, to be honest with you. I feel like it expends the concentrate pretty evenly, and it doesn't like consolidate like in like one particular spot, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
I like it a lot.
That's a good come up. I mean, at the end of the day, right? Like that's one of the things that I try to think about when I'm actively doing a quote unquote traditional dab, if you will, right? Like actually heating a banger, putting my concentrate into a banger and taking a dab, is the fact that like there's going to be a movement of my oil across this heated surface, and that's an uneven and heated surface, so I want to spread my oil out as far as I can in order to get as much of it to hit all of those different surfaces as possible to maximize the vaporization and be able to enjoy my terps.
Yeah, dude. And not only that, it's just cool to watch it go around, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
There's a few other ones that I wanted to get, because there's ones that I want to try where it's like, instead of dropping them in when your banger's hot, you load your concentrate inside of these pillars, and then you drop the pillar inside and let it melt out of the pillar as it spins.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep. I've seen those action shots.
And then
of
have you
people
seen
doing
like the
that.
new cone situation that people are doing too, where like the cap, like the carb cap is almost like a cone, and you put your concentrate in it and then it drips down into whatever you're ripping on? You haven't seen these?
I haven't seen
Dude.
that.
All right, hold on. Let's go to Instagram.
I will say this. I have seen there's a couple of people out there who've done things like made like little Mario Kart go-karts as pearls. And those are friggin' stupendous.
What the heck? What the French toast?
French toast would be nice.
Come on. Oh, there we go. This might be the perfect video. All right, can you see this, Sean?
Oh yeah, we can see it.
All right. So he's gonna load it up.
Okay.
Dude, that looks so tasty.
Yeah, so we've got a
can see it.
literal.
And then it drips down in there and goes for a ride.
We got a literal funnel. Wow. I don't know why, but I'm really intrigued by this.
I know, dude. Drop my terps around 680 to get it melted through at around 575, 580. See, and that's the other thing I was talking about the other day too, Sean.
Yeah, just a little ISO station.
Yes.
I mean,
That's the surface area, bro. It is some great, amazing cannabis content. But yeah, dude. Tell me that's not sick.
I totally would love to try it. That just looks dope.
But yeah, I want to get one of those little dab areas too. I need to find one. I'm going to go on the search for that to get one after the show.
It's definitely some cool tech out there for sure. And yeah, I'm excited for what the future brings. Because I've been seeing a lot of cool shit coming out of some people lately. We got friend of the podcast, Sully Reynolds, just did a outstanding nectar collector that he made for somebody. Unbelievably gorgeous, full on water percolation. Really dug that. We got a friend of the podcast, Pizza Boy. He's been making these pizza punk rigs, bro.
Pizza Punk?
Dude, the pizza punks are fucking fire. Like I was blown away when I started seeing him do these, and they just keep getting better. He basically went ahead and made, like we were talking about on the show with him. He's got that background in graffiti art, and graffiti artists will often make a character, and that's what he went ahead and did, and it is dope. What happened here? My password.
Dude, I'm finding all kinds of stuff now. The one that old boy was using is called a banger basket, and they're anywhere from $70 to $80. Oh, what? It's like a cup.
There it goes.
Yeah, dude, there's all kinds of stuff. Shout out to Etsy. They're all over Etsy.
Dude, Etsy, for what it's worth, wants to hate on the culture, but allows people to post so much shit on there. It's crazy.
Right.
Oh, man.
Dude, you can get it on Amazon too, bro.
Oh, that doesn't surprise me one bit with Amazon.
Yeah,
You can buy anything on Amazon. I'm surprised you can't buy fucking human organs on Amazon. Not that I'm encouraging anybody to go buying human organs on Amazon if they're there, but I'm just
Don't be
saying.
doing that.
I wouldn't put it past them. You know what I mean?
But I'm always looking for like dope things to up my shed time game, you know what I mean?
Boom. But yeah, this is one of Pizza Boy's Pizza
Oh
Punks.
shit.
So this is just the one of the pendant style that he's done. But yeah, super dope. So he made a Pizza Punk character. And then let's see if we can find you a quick shot of a Pizza Punk rig in its finished state. Another Pizza Punk. Here we go. Here's a Pizza Punk rig. Boom.
Oh shit.
Made a full-on rig of a Pizza Punk.
That's
So
pretty sick.
yeah, dude, he's doing some sick work lately. Very excited for him. He had an accident this year that wiped out a big portion of his studio, and he had to rebuild. And I mean, he came back strong and was like, "I'm not letting it get me down. Like, look at this bong fucking bowl." He's
It almost looks like a skate wheel with a pizza on the
yeah, well,
side.
that's exactly what it's supposed to do.
Oh.
Yeah, this piece features
Oh, yeah, I
John's.
didn't even read the fucking caption. I just looked at the picture.
Yeah, this is John's skateboard wheel slide paired with the Supreme Pizza attachment as the handle.
That's actually super, super dope. Man, that guy is so talented, though. Like, I'm sure that there's plenty of talented people when it comes to like glass and stuff like that. But man, I don't know, for some reason, like what he produces.
Yeah, dude,
to me,
I'm so happy for Pizza Boy. He's coming in strong, and this is the nectar collector I was talking about that Sully just did.
another guy,
Right,
that
like
is
you know,
Shedheads for me.
friend of the podcast. And once again, gorgeous work. And look at this. Look at the function on this little guy. Like, and for listeners who may, you know, have followed along enough to remember the episode with Sully, he's not a concentrate guy. So, you know, he's building this out of the love of, you know, community. And that's what you want to do. Let's make you one. But like, he's killing it. Look at this little shark pendy. You know what I mean? Like, he's out here doing amazing things. He did the glass collab, the drinking glass collab. These are the new drinking glasses that he just did most recently. So these were for I believe it was Widowmaker Brewery.
These are sick.
That's such a unique shape.
So cool.
It's got like that spare tire, you know what I
Yep.
mean? That spare tire
So
look.
cool. You know, so it's cool to see that we got some homies out here making cool shit, expanding on the art form, and elevating our tech at every turn.
Dude, it's just dope when you see people that just have that much like talent, but also just like they're so into creating more cool shit. Like, I think that that's one of the things that even drives me at points, you know, like when you see other people thriving, it makes you want to thrive. I think that that's like that whole, you know, if you want to fly, you got to surround yourself with eagles or whatever. I can't remember what the saying is, but if you want to fly with the eagles, you got to be surrounded by whatever it is. You know what I'm talking about. And I think that that's kind of part of it sometimes. Like, if you're around a bunch of people that are just like getting by, you don't really have that drive to really want to push yourself. And when you see people that have that talent and have that drive, it just inspires you to put more into whatever you're doing. It doesn't always have to be that level of creativity or like something, you know. But it definitely does inspire me in whatever way, even if it's just to live a better day that day, as you know, as Chris. Like, that is something that I can take from those things, but I still just love it. Even if like dude, I don't even smoke weed anymore. Like,
Yeah.
I vape it. So like some of the pipes and all that stuff, like, yeah, I would never use it. I'd never buy it, but that doesn't mean that I don't think they're fucking badass.
Facts.
The things people can do in that medium blow my mind. I don't
That's-
even need. Like, I appreciate the art of glass beyond that as a functioning hype medium, because like the fact that like now I look at things like stained glass sun catchers and things like that, and I'm like, dude, that takes a lot of work. That's gorgeous effort. Like, I love that. Like, that shit motivates me too. I'm motivated by art. Um,
Yeah, Sean, remind me, maybe I'll remember myself, but my dad used to be like really into stained glass. And actually, like at my parents' cottage, which is only about 25 minutes from here where I live now, he actually he had a stained glass window that he made for like my childhood home. And he ended up removing it, and he ended up putting it into the cottage. It's not a massive window. If I were to guess on size, maybe it's like 24 by 12, something like that. But it's like pretty like intricate work with a bunch of different pieces, and obviously like a lot of soldering and everything. And I'll try to remember to take a picture and I'll share it with you. But it was definitely one of those things that like I always thought was cool. You know what I mean? Like I never once got into it. My dad kind of stopped doing it before I was like really old enough to get it. You know what I mean? Like he probably did it when he was like around my age, if that. Maybe even earlier, like maybe even like closer to James's age he started. But yeah, dude, it's really cool. He used to make like all these things for people's windows, and he would make like a blue jay. And it would be like the full out, like a blue jay with maybe like 15 or 20 different colors of blues and black and all these different things. And you'd make cardinals and stuff. And they would have a little hook, and you just stick them on your window. So like people would put them in like, by their kitchen window where they
I remember growing up and having
and it just
a
be
bunch
like
of
that
those,
little bit.
having like a Bruins hockey player and a couple of little like birds, like the Cardinal and the Blue Jay. Yeah.
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 And I always liked them.
I always thought they were neat. And I follow a a person who makes stained glass window art like that now. Check these out. You ready for this?
Yeah, I'm done.
Ba-boom.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah, they call them fingers, but I never see them fang. Like,
that's sick.
Otto
and
is
this
a legend,
and
bro.
for those who don't know, that
love it.
is an episode called Weekend at Burnsies where Homer gets ridiculously stoned. It is a famous stoner episode. And yeah, Otto is stoned with Homer talking, and then that's his line. They call him fingers, but I never see him fang. Whoa, there they go. But yeah, like this person does some, nice little things like this too.
Yeah, so it'd be like things like that, like stuff that would hang by the window. Like that's some of the things that my dad would do as well.
Then they did this series.
Oh wow, dude.
Yeah, this is why.
Wow, and like, dude, like you cut all the glass, like, because you have to get the colors, right? Like, I don't know how many people that do stained glass are creating their own glass. But they'll just get, so like my dad would just get like panels of colored glass, and then he would cut it with like a diamond blade or however you do it. And then you would basically fit it in and you'd solder all around it.
These are cute because I mean, like these are like, little everyday candle holders and stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like honestly, like my dad was never like an artsy guy at all. But for some reason, there's like a few things that he did that he would be like artistic about, and the stained glass and woodworking. Those were like the two things that my dad would show.
There we go. There's that old school like 80s and 90s style hanging glassware that we would put in the windows, just like that. Yeah, I have a nice piece my wife bought for us that's in another part of the house upstairs. This little Merkaba. Trying to find it. There's a couple of videos in here where she kind of shows what the process is like, so that way people can understand. But I loved these. Sick. These are little fucking cobwebs that you could just hang in the corner of the window. I thought these were brilliant. It's just
The color
She
combos
does
are sick.
such good work that like
The Raven.
they sell really fast, and it slays me because like she'll be like, oh yeah, we got a drop, and you'll go and you'll hop on her Etsy or whatever, and by the time you get on there, they're already all sold out. You're like, holy crap.
Man, that's just like that's the life of
Yep.
limited run shit, man. Like honestly, like I've never experienced it really. Like I'm slowly, dipping my toe into that realm. And I'm funnily enough, it's like through NFTs that I'm doing it, but like it's like real life products, and I think that it's dope. I do like that, and I understand how people get addicted to like these drops, and I know lots of times people will like use bots to get shoes on drops so they can sell them for $400 or $500 and they bought them for 150 or whatever. But like, I mean, hey, I think that it's awesome. There might be people that like buy these things just to sell them down the road. I have no idea.
Okay, it's just a wall hanging. I was like, is this like the pieces? And then she's gonna show us how to assemble it. Unfortunately, no, it doesn't appear to be the case.
No,
But
that
that
Millhouse
is, but
dope.
that the Millhouse picture is kind of an example of what it's like. I mean, she's gonna cut individual pieces of glass into those random shapes and then solder them all together in order
Yep.
to make the final image. Yeah, man. She apparently hasn't designed one of those videos in a long time because I'm digging too deep now for me to want to keep going. But but yeah, like it's a very
Fair
it's a
enough.
very cool art form, and I think it's something that's heavily underappreciated, and it's a dying art form too, right? Like I think a lot of people's impression of stained glass is church windows, right?
Yeah, I think that probably be like the first thing that people think of when they think of stained glass, like churches, which some of them just have
And
such
right, and that's not to
incredible
detract
work
from
and
it.
so like large.
It's
you know
just
what I mean?
I think
Well, and let's be real, like no offense to anybody that's religious, I'm not throwing shade, but like I think that organized religion is very much slowly dying. Churches are closing all the time. So some of those things hopefully will be saved because I think that there's some just incredible work in some of these churches you see that are really old too.
I just
So like I
think
hope
that
that they're
that's
saved. That's like one of those things you always
that
can
art
can
is something that
notice,
only resonates to a select niche, and stained glass as a art form can, as I've just displayed, can resonate with other people. Like people can create with this glass medium and resonate with you who may not want Jesus on the cross in your stained glass art, but maybe you do want to hang Millhouse in your window. I mean,
Yeah, why not? I mean, if that's
I
what
would
you're
buy some
into.
Simpson stuff.
Like, I don't want to have a framed portrait of Jesus on the cross on my wall, but I will put fuck, dude. I have NFTs that are canvassed on my wall. I think that that's badass, like personally. So why not, dude? Honestly, you kind of just made me think that how dope would that be if I got an NFT that I have done in
Right?
stained glass, or if like I could actually do it. I mean, shit, I don't know if I could, but I guess it is in my blood. So like there's a possibility that I might be able to. Yeah,
Here's the
I
thing,
won't
Chris.
rule it out.
I feel like you're one of those type of people where if you wanted to do something and you took the time out to learn it, you could probably get it done.
I might be able to. It might not be the most beautiful thing off the the hop, but at some point I might be able to get to a point where I'd be like, I'm satisfied with that. That looks solid. I'm
that
not
looks like what
embarrassed.
it's supposed to look like.
You'd be one to do it for sure.
Yeah.
Yo,
Me,
cutting
on the other
glass.
hand, I don't know if I'd have the patience. I'd probably give up halfway through, but I'd at least give it the old college try.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. For me, sometimes like it really is just getting to that point of either like the drive is so large that I need to get it done, or I just get shit timed enough that my brain only focuses on it, and it's not it's not like a task or a chore. It's like a need. Like I need to get this. I need to see what this looks like when it's finished. I was like, when I built my desk, that's how it was. Like at first I was like, yo, dude, you're trying to do finished woodworking, which you'd never really done. Like I've done framing, I've built like a doghouse, or I've built a fence, but I'd never had done finishing, like start with just fucking boards, turn them into something, stain it, sand it, all these different things. And honestly, I feel like my desk actually looks pretty pimp. It could, I kind of now, and looking back, wish I made it just a little bit wider, because like one side's like kind of narrow. But no, like, and I didn't think that I could do it. I did get a little bit of assistance from my dad, being like, he was like, oh, you should probably just glue these boards together. And then once you glue these boards together, you'll have like a slab, as opposed to just like trying to like frame it out and just like, screw on boards and then fill it in. Like, so I ended up like really getting a nice tight. So it just looks like a bunch of boards, like, like a chopping block, like that vibe. It's kind of more like that. Cause like I just put all these things with like clamps and wood glue and stuff, but it took me probably like 35 or 40 hours. So it's not like it was a quick thing. Like I had to be dedicated to want to do it. But I don't know about you guys. Whenever I do like a project, anything, we'll just call it a project that could be something like that. I always really do get so much out of it when it's finished, because not only have I picked up a couple of little tips and tricks that going forward that I could, apply, like our classic tool belt analogy, but I also can be like, yo, bro, I fucking did that. Like I made that happen. Like I think it looks cool, and like I'm the reason
on the
it looks
situation,
cool.
but yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because dude, it could even be like the way that you set up your desk in your room, like just you buy this one special thing that does something, or like even as a child, like dude, if I had this vision of like what I was gonna put up on my walls, and I like had to get some pieces and put it all together, and you're like, yo, it's done.
Like, I got that fucking stream deck, and then I fucking got it all set up to do the fucking show for Friday, and I was all stoked when I was pushing any button and it did what I wanted it to. And fucking dude, that's one, for instance, I was like, yeah, dude, fuck yeah.
Like it's a project, and you worked on it,
like
and you get it done, right?
Just to make sure like it was gonna work, and sure enough.
Yeah, because like not everything has to be like super creative in order to like kind of fall into my criteria that I'm talking about. Because like it could even be something like simple. Like you finally got your car clean, and you got like the new car mats and like the steering wheel cover that you fucking thought about like a year ago.
Fucking pick up and like get things all like squared away in here, and I just like look around. I'm just like, yeah,
and you're organized, and you're like, yo, that was actually a bit more of a mission, but I'm like, super fucking pumped. I was like, why did I wait? Everything's so much smoother,
so much better now that it's done. And then I let it go again, and I'm like, fuck, what am I doing, you idiot? And then I gotta fucking redo it all over again. Oh, dude.
Yeah, well, I mean, but that allows you to like reimagine a new vision too. Sometimes, dude, like you'd be like, oh,
I'm already
this time I'm gonna do it this way.
Like I feel like the shelf on my desk to my left over here needs to be moved somewhere different, because it makes it really hard to get into my fucking closet. Because it's like right in front of my fucking closet.
Fair.
So like I just need to move it somewhere. I just haven't Oh. I just had an idea. Your boy had an idea.
See, that's just it. That's what it takes sometimes. You just gotta think.
I should have one around here somewhere. And see if this is the same size as this new shelf I have over here, and then I could throw that on top of there, and then dude, that would be sick.
I love going vertical when possible.
Yeah, dude.
Love that.
Well, that's why it's on top of my desk instead of under it like it was. Because I was like, oh, well, I'll just put it here, because then I could just stack stuff on top, and then there. And then I was like, oh, but then that's in there. So that needs. Anyways, that's besides the point. We don't need to really get into detail, but things are possibly going to be moving around here in the next, whenever I feel like doing it.
Yeah, that's the other thing, right? Is it's like
I always have great ideas, dude, and then when it comes to implementing them,
like I find you have to like piece things out. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to redo that 100-gallon tank. Cool. But I need a stand. All right. So now I've built the stand. So it's like the next thing I can do is I can actually go and reseal the tank. So that way the next thing I can do is start to set things up and move things around. You know what I mean? Or like growing my next batch of plants. I had to get the soil. So I was like, I had to piece everything out, get the soil. Then I can start to germinate. Once I start germinating, well, shit, now the clock's ticking. I got to go clean up the room and get it ready for the next round of grows. Which I am excited to be germinating because we're going to get some of this intergalactic space fronts to happen and see what happens. Space fronts and garlic breath. Like, this could be a good string.
for real. Oh, dude, I keep looking through my email and I keep getting hit up for my rogue pouches, bro. My old nicotine pouches. Which honestly, dude, I enjoy the hell out of. Not gonna lie to you. I don't really vape much through my work days, so I just fucking use one of those bad boys and I'm good to go. Just having that little flavor pocket going, you know what I mean? It's just so nice. I just enjoy it. It's just, and hey, they're tobacco free, so you know what I mean. It's just like if I was sitting there vaping consistently through the day, not much different.
I got a buddy who's been using that to cut back from the cigarettes, and it's working out pretty well for him.
Dude, they're nice, man.
Especially around here, man, because the process of you have to go through to get your hands on menthol cigarettes in Massachusetts is very prohibitive. So,
dude,
and that's
people
it.
need Newports.
Like just thinking about it right now, honestly, like I think it's just because I have a really addictive personality too, which is part of my problem of why I consume as much caffeine, nicotine, and THC as I do. I think, but I want one right now just because we're talking about it.
Sugar. Oh yeah, dude. I think that like all of us have addictive personalities.
And I don't need one.
Like I think that's how we kind of ended up here, to be honest.
They're nice, dude. I just enjoy it.
I've actually never fucked with those. I'm not against.
Well, I was never really a dip guy. I think I've tried it once or twice, and it was just not.
I never did either.
But
yeah, no,
I
me
think
neither.
part of the problem
I had some friends, and I tried it a couple times. It wasn't for me.
I'm a big mango guy, and there's mango pouches, and they are delicious.
Tastes like a mango candy.
Yeah, that probably makes it a little bit easier.
It's hard to pass up, bro, because it's not exactly the same type of mango that I vape. It's a slightly different flavor, but like the two, when you like every now and then, I've still got a pouch in, and I take a hit, and you get the blend. Pretty good. But dude, I enjoy them. But I also am looking right now, and they've got all kinds of other flavors, dude, that I kind of want to try something else, maybe. Like they have the honey lemon. That might be delicious. A berry.
Damn. Speaking of delicious, did you know that Little Debbie's got snickerdoodle cream pies?
Snickerdoodle cream pies? That sounds delicious.
No, but now I literally know exactly what I would kill somebody for right now.
Look at this little guy.
And this man has one. That's wild.
For a class.
I actually have a whole package upstairs, but yeah, dude, it is literally fucking little cinnamon fucking sugar bit chunky fucking cookie with your standard cream pie filling, like an oatmeal cream pie.
Well, off to Amazon. Let's see if I can get these up here. I might have to pay $15 for one package, but I feel like that's worth it at this very moment.
Oh, by the way, boys,
I'm gonna check.
I think I did break my toe. Because this motherfucker's hurting.
Oh my god!
And, anytime I fucking like try to like move it, it don't feel much better. So hey, now I think I've broken this toe like twice already.
Woof. I
Dude,
can
don't
also
know what
report to you.
I thought it was a smart idea to just kick the shit out of my desk when I was trying to get up to open my window.
Yeah,
And it
I
was
can,
like that perfect one to where like my big toe went this way, my other toe went this way, and then this one went go plow and just like got kicked like way to the side. I felt it as soon as I did it. I was like, "Yep, that's broke." And then I just continued doing what I was doing. I sat down and I was like, "Oh no, it might be all right." And no, I think I broke it, dude. Because
oh, and that's the thing, right?
It's
Like
numb right.
Okay.
It's numb right
I
now.
couldn't find the snickerdoodle cream pie.
Oh,
Sorry to
God.
take away from the foot thing. I'm sorry, James.
It's
I really
cool,
hope that
dude.
you didn't break it and you just
It's
like
just
really
a toe,
fucking
bro.
janked it up or whatever. But I was looking for the snickerdoodle cream pies and something
Ooh,
else
wait,
came
what,
up, which
what,
I actually
what,
had,
what,
and
what?
I'm curious if you guys ever had this. Okay. No, I had this when I was in Ohio. I never saw this before in my life. Kevin and I got one of these for dessert after we got something, and it's like basically one of those like little pies, you know, you can get the apple, fruit pie, whatever pies at a gas station. It's a Boston cream version of
Never
that
seen
pie.
them.
And I'm going to tell you
it's
guys
silly,
what.
isn't it?
Number one, I was pretty shed time.
Okay,
So
okay.
keep that in mind. But we went to Sheets and I got like these soggy, everything was soggy because they told us it wasn't ready, but then it turned out that it was ready. So we ate it, which it was fine. But then we both had these
Dude.
for dessert. And I'll tell you what, it was pretty fucking good. I really wish I could have warmed it up because I ate it like just
Yeah.
off the shelf. But I highly recommend it. It's literally this brand, JJ's Bakery's Boston Cream.
Yeah.
It's like a duo, and it's basically just vanilla and chocolate
Side
pudding
note.
inside of a fucking
Shout outs to
thing.
Sheets. Sheets was holding us down, bro. Like, cause like they got the selection
Mhm.
and they have some pretty decent hot food. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not.
Yeah, like I feel like the hot food that
Yeah,
it could have been a lot better, but they like once again, right? Like they didn't tell us. They were like, "Oh, it's not ready yet," and then they're like, "Oh, wait!" Like it was like almost 10 minutes later. They're like, "Oh, actually, no, it's here," and
They've just
and
been
it was
sitting
just
there. Yeah,
everything.
yeah,
The
yeah.
bag was soggy and wet. Yeah,
Bummer.
it was still
yeah.
edible. It was
It
not
wasn't
horrible,
fresh.
but like it was not like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Oh,
That
shit.
peak. Yeah, I feel like it
But yeah,
it has the
Sheets-
potential
Sheets
to be
solid,
pretty
dude.
solid.
Damn.
Yeah.
Shout out to
If
Sheets.
you know Sheets, tell them that Shedtime Podcast
Sheets got
sends
the
their
eats. Sheets has got the eats.
Mhm. If you guys have any contacts at JJ's Bakery, tell them that the Shedtime Podcast
I'm trying to
approves of the
think of
Boston cream
anything
pie,
cool.
and we would
Cooler
accept.
new I've had as far
Boston
as
cream
snacks
pies.
go that's like different. Oh, I have had I tried to save at least one of them for the podcast, but they're so good I couldn't stop. New dues. There was these are the
what flavors?
the game fuels. I don't know if these are new or not, but they're new to me. And one is a cherry citrus, which is way better than Code Red, in my opinion. The little citrus bite that's in there, honestly, I put this up there with top 5, bro. Top 5. Not sure exactly where I would put it in the top 5 yet. I haven't really narrowed it down, but it's up there. Yeah.
After
one-
another bottle, you might be able to narrow that.
Really good as well. It's got like kind of like a berry. I know it says fruit punch, but I kind of get like sort of like a berry, like almost like a. I don't know if it's maybe just because it's purple and it makes me think pitch black or like a berry or like that plum one from Circle K. But like I kind of get like that. But like it's good, dude. If you guys can find these, I do recommend both.
Just a quick question, because like you're talking to somebody that's like not super, knowledgeable on the do. What makes Game Fuel Game Fuel? Is there something added to it? Or do you know?
Originally, the Game Fuel flavor was just something to do with, I think, Halo.
Yeah,
They
I
had
think
done
they
like a
just have,
joint
like-
release and called
like-
it Game Fuel.
because both of these you get like this
Oh, okay.
cherry citrus one you get, or I guess you get Xbox points for both of these. I don't know if there's necessarily anything different as far as like the soda goes. Yeah, because it
Okay.
just says
So
it
it's not like
literally
it's
just
like
says
4
dew
times the
with a blast
caffeine.
of citrus cherry flavor, and then the other one says dew with a blast of fruit punch flavor. So
Okay. All right. No, that's cool, actually.
I guess it's
Oh,
almost
speaking
it's like
of
a Baja.
video games
thing.
and fast
Yeah,
food or something, the other day I actually was in a pinch and I needed dinner. And so I grabbed Ready and Go or whatever from Domino's. Is it
Oh,
Domino's?
Hot and
Or
Ready?
Little
Hot and Ready?
Caesars? Little Caesars pizza? I can't remember. Hot and Ready. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like $5 or whatever for a pepperoni
Yeah,
or
it's more
something.
now,
I
but
think it's a little bit more than that. But dude, on the box, it's a Call of Duty box. And there's some sort of claimable thing from buying a pizza. I can't remember what it said because I just quickly glanced and was like, what the fuck? Call of Duty? Because it has
Mhm.
Call of Duty characters on the top of the box. So there's like some claimability or like maybe a discount or a free skin.
To be
or
very
something. I don't know
hysterical,
what it
I
is,
it's
just
like
got
you're like
Domino's
running
the other day,
around.
so I'm gonna have to go look at my box and see if it's a similar thing.
Yeah, no, it's Little
Oh, yeah,
Caesars.
Little
My
Sorry,
bad.
sorry,
It is
sorry,
Little
yeah, yeah.
Caesars. It's a Hot and Ready.
It could
Yeah,
be,
right.
could be.
You're running around with fucking a pizza on a spear or some
Well,
shit.
dude, they had a Burger King character from in the last one, or well, it wasn't Burger King. It was something. It was a Hungry Jack, I think, because it was like Australia. It was Australia.
Oh, from
But he was
Australia.
like wearing
Yeah,
like a
Australia's Burger
King
King.
logo shirt.
Dude, I don't know. Like, I know the Call of Duty have had some celebrities somewhat.
Oh yeah, dude. Like last time they
connected,
had
right?
like,
But
bunch of
like
shit.
one thing, yeah, dude. Like one thing that like I've always been impressed by is like in Fortnite is the skins in Fortnite. So like right now, dude, I can't remember if it's right now or if it's like upcoming. But there's going to be like a massive rehaul on Fortnite December 2nd, I think, something like that. But I think that like one of the first skins is like you're going to be able to get Eminem,
yeah,
and Slim Shady,
that's because he's doing
and like
Yeah, he's doing
dances
a
with like
event with them.
musics.
yeah, he's doing an in-game concert.
Yeah, I think that it's on December 2nd. Yeah, I think it's December 2nd. So like that's super dope. Obviously, they have so many other like things that or skins and whatever. I recently got back into Fortnite after like basically not playing. Like I played from probably 2017 to like 2020, and then I took like a 3-year hiatus, I guess. And then I heard that there's no builds, so you could go in and you don't have to build. And I was like, yeah, you know what, I'll play. And I've been playing with like a group of friends, and I've been having a lot of fun. But there's so many skins, man, and there's so many famous people as well as like songs like that are in the dances, like famous songs, or like even like meme culture
Oh,
songs
dude.
and shit. It's crazy. Like the
Fortnite
amount of
is,
stuff that they
got
add
their-
in. Like
They
obviously
got their hand
when it's a
their
free
finger on
game,
the
but
pulse of the culture for sure, bro. They know what they know. What
oh,
they're doing,
for
bro.
sure, dude.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like
Yeah.
It's like
they've-
any big franchise, they have done an event with at some point. Because like from Dragon Ball Z to Marvel to fucking rappers to DJs to whatever you could fucking think of, they've collaborated in some way, shape, or form, dude.
they've got a customer base that literally
They do a
spans
Power
from like
Rangers one, bro.
13-year-olds all
They do
the
a
way
Power
to
Rangers one, bro. They might
adult.
bring me back. I might download the game again. I never really played it too much. I just played it a few times with Chris, but the building aspect I fucking hated, so I quit playing. But Chris is kind of trying to lure me back lately. He's like, dude, you should come back, man. He's like, there, you don't have to build.
Dude, I'm
No,
just having
honestly,
a lot
bro,
of fun doing it, honestly.
I miss gaming with you, and I'd be down. I might have to come back and check it out. But I've been on the Call of Duty grind, bro, heavy. I'm still not. Call of Duty's kind of had me in a weird spot lately. I'm not super happy with them over at Activision. Their games have kind of been flat lately.
They'll come around, bro. They always
I
do.
will say
They'll
this.
always like end up creating something that everybody's like, this is the best Call
I've
of
been
Duty
enjoying
game
the
ever.
gameplay a lot. It's just like the in-game like challenges and shit. I really are fucking annoying. Because like the whole unlocking attachments and guns and stuff is like stupid. In this one, it's kind of ridiculous.
Well,
And confusing.
shit.
Well, That's just one of the things hopefully they fix.
We'll see.
We'll see you in the next one. But with all of that, Gina's giving me the signals, telling me that we are running out of time. She obviously got places to be tonight. I got you. So we're gonna go ahead and start wrapping this thing up, and you know what that means. Uncle Chris, go ahead and start sending us home.
All right, beautiful. Well, I'm going to be super short, super quick. I'm just going to say thank you, everybody. Appreciate you guys all. Today was a good episode. I love where we're going. I love where we've been. And I just love all you guys. That's just it. So I will just sign off like I think I normally do. And I'll say everybody have a good week and live your best life.
As
Frames,
always, shout out
take
to all
it
the
away.
Shedheads. I appreciate all you guys' continuous support. Make sure you guys are still leaving those 5-star reviews on all your podcasting platforms and all that good stuff. Go check out the Patreon if you want to get the early access, as well as access to the Discord and all kinds of other cool stuff as well. You can check us out on Friday over my YouTube channel, The Green Room, if you want to get a little double dose. And other than that, we'll be here in the shed doing what we always do, sending out all those positive vibes, crisp high fives. Don't forget to tell someone you love them, and a little bag or dab will do ya. Sean.
Well, that's it for us here, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, shedtimepodcast.com. You got links for everything. You can find the Frames Janklin Vapor channel. You can find the Patreon. You can stream the show. You can find links to past guests and a whole lot more. So with all of that, I'm going to bring it to a close and tell you, don't let the bastards get you down. Be cool. Don't be a dick. And whatever it is that you do, be sure and have some fun, because this is the Shedtime Podcast. And it's time to roll on up and roll on out.
Dynavap, Dynavap, Dynavap. Looking to cut the cord on your dry herb vape? Dynavap. Trying to get the best taste from your herb? Dynavap. Ready to take your sesh to the next level? Then meet Dynavap, the best way to vape your flower or concentrate. Concentrates? That's right, your flower or hash can be vaped using Dynavap. Check out Dynavap.com to learn more. That's Dynavap.com. Lose the ash? Dynavap.
What's going on, Shedheads? It's your boy Frames Janklin. Are you looking to step up your match game or have a raw copper, brass, or stainless mod or RDA that you're absolutely tired of polishing? Then you need to go and hit up my man Ashton at Palmer's Powders. He does some absolutely amazing powder coating work. He offers many different colors and finishes at an absolutely killer price. This man is taking powder coating to a whole new level, and he can make your setup an absolute masterpiece. You can go follow him over on Instagram at Palmer's Powders, and you can go check out pricing on his website, palmerspowders.com. That's palmerspowders.com. And as always, let's just vape on, Shedheads.
I want you to think of your favorite rebuildable right now. Yeah, okay, so you have a layer cake in your hand, and now you're about... Oh, sorry, yeah, that's not everyone's favorite. That's just mine. So think of your favorite rebuildable atomizer. Think about how good of a vape it produces for you. Now, take that and amplify it. And the way that you amplify that is you put in some Breezestone coils. Breezestone coils are handcrafted in Adelaide, Australia. They're made from some of the finest quality wire that you can get. I believe it's wire Buddha. You take those coils, you take them out of that phenomenal packaging that clearly shows how much care that Adam puts on the quality of his coils and the insurance that you get them in good shape. You put them in that favorite RDA, and guess what? You have coils that now sing better than Celine Dion. Go check out Breezestone coils. You can find them on localvape.com and also steelvalleyvapors.com. Solid.
Now that was a tight close on our part. Well done, gentlemen.
For reals.